Okay, so what we have here, see, think, and wonder. So what is a see, think, and wonder board? What it is, you put the item that you want to talk about, and then we're going to think about it, discuss it. You're going to handwrite what you think. After we discuss it, you're going to decide, well, I wonder if, and you fill in the blanks, okay? So the first thing that we're saying, come on, we're going to move in because we're a small group, so we can just kind of, so this is the tabernacle. What do you know about the tabernacle already? Do you know two things about it? Well, don't tell me. Do you know two things? Yes or no? You know two things?
One.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be neat, don't have to be fancy. You write the two things you want here, you write the two things you want here. Okay?
Right up here?
You can write wherever you want, as long as it's in this section, in this area. Okay? And so I can read it. As you're doing that, I am going to talk to you a little bit. Oh, that's kind of light. Okay, go pick another one.
I'll just do black.
Okay, here, sweetheart.
That's fine, I was going to say.
Okay, here you go. Okay, so you know that we should start with Exodus when we're talking about the tabernacle. So what is an Exodus? An Exodus is a mass departure of people. It's the movement of a lot of people from one place to another. Where were the Israelites moving from? Do you know, Kaylin?
Yeah.
That's right, they moved from Egypt. So what was happening, when Moses came, and he was telling Pharaoh God's directive to let my people go, he doesn't want them in slavery anymore. When Pharaoh finally relented to let them go, they were leaving Egypt. So in the Bible, where it talks about Exodus, that whole chapter is talking about them leaving Egypt, what transpired, how it transpired. So that's Exodus. So you always want to know, prior to the tabernacle, they were slaves. So now they're free, but they need somewhere to worship God. Where are they going to do that at? The tabernacle. Okay. How you doing there, Miss?
Done.
Done. Okay. Go ahead. Give me your question. You got a question?
I think I misinterpreted the tabernacle.
Okay.
I'm
what do you
thinking,
think?
because I know they sacrificed the animals at
That's at the tabernacle.
Okay.
Right. But we're starting at the beginning.
Okay.
We're starting at the beginning. Why was there a tabernacle to begin with?
Got it. Okay.
Because God wanted a place for his people to meet him. So where are we going to do that? Because y'all are coming out of bondage. Y'all are getting ready to go to the promised land, but you're taking a trip to get there. So while you're taking that trip to get there, you need a place where you can come to me, you can talk to me, you can worship with me. That's how the tabernacle came into effect. So, okay, yes. So you have, I think the animals were sacrificed there. Yes.
Yes, that's what I remember.
So if you look here, I have a list of the items as you were going into the tabernacle. So you have your brazen altar. So let's say this length is the tabernacle, right? I'm a priest, because you know only the priest could go in, right? So before I even go in, I have to wash, I have to prepare myself for the Lord. Then you go into your next station, and then your next station. There were stations upon stations that you had to go into, and we're going to break down each and every one, okay? So the sacrifice of the animals was for what? Why did they sacrifice animals? A greater sacrifice was coming, for sure, which would be Jesus. However, man has to atone for sin some kind of way. Now, Jesus wasn't on the scene yet, so what were we going to do? So God said, sacrifice the animal. The blood of the animal is the blood covering that sin. So that's why they have the sacrifice. Okay? So now, let's see. Okay, so we're going to do a check mark here because, yes, this is correct. Animals were sacrificed. The tabernacle was used as a place of worship. Absolutely. Only certain people were allowed because they did certain requirements. Actually, that is correct. So when you say certain people, what were the certain people that were allowed? The priests. Only the priests were allowed it. And that was a very, very serious function. Now, this is a sidebar. The priests had to wear on their garments bells. Do you know why?
Oh, because
Go ahead, tell me what.
it's because the Holy Spirit sometimes uses like
partially correct. So what would happen if you went behind the Holy of Holies and you had any type of sin? You actually died.
Yeah, exactly.
You died. And so when they didn't hear that bell ringing anymore, that means you're not doing what you're the work in the temple because you're dead. And then they will pull you right out of it. That's some deep stuff. Like, how fortunate are we that Christ came to die for our sins? Because if we did something wrong, can you imagine being stricken dead right then?
Oh, so they would kill him.
No, God.
Oh, God would you? Oh, that's a little bit more.
Yeah, God's like, don't come before me with any
Oh,
sin.
right.
Don't come before me if you're not right. Don't come before me with an unclean heart.
That's right.
You got something against your brother. Don't come in this temple like that.
That's right.
That's some serious stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, any of the stuff that I'm talking about that you want to read about, go to Exodus. Start reading in Exodus. It tells you all about it.